just golden. For a club golfer, that is such a good idea to be doing more and more of that. So recently I asked the question on Twitter, how often do you use your full set of golf clubs when playing a round of golf? And the results were quite staggering. 25% of people said they never have used their full set of clubs when playing. The majority of votes were with 3/4 and the other 25% was with half a set. So I've come out today with half a set of golf clubs. I've got 7 golf clubs in my bag here now. A normal set consists of 14 golf clubs. We're going to see what it's like actually using just half a set of golf clubs and if that could be a feasible way of playing golf clubs. We're going to look at it from the beginner's perspective, we're going to look at it of a better player's perspective, and we're going to see what the changes are when using these half sets and see if it is that feasible. So let's get stuck into this video. So the clubs that I've chosen, firstly, who decided that it was a 14 set of golf clubs? If you can comment down below who and where that came from, the history of it, get it in the comments box down below. I've decided to go with the odd side of my clubs. So I've gone for a 5-iron, a 7-iron, a 9-iron, 2 of my wedges, a putter and a driver. Reason for that being, I've got a driver, so that takes care of my tee shots. Then I've got a high iron, I've got a low iron, and I've got a mid iron, 5, 7, 9. And then I've got some options down at my wedge area. So looking at this from the beginner's perspective, let's see what they are going to face when playing with half a set of golf clubs. So if we take this from the beginner's perspective, probably when you've had lessons or you're starting out to play, you don't generally use all your clubs. You start to learn with probably a 7-iron, you progress maybe to a longer iron, a 5-iron, and then you go into a driver, and then you start to use your wedges as well. So if we're looking at it in the terms of what they're going to see from difference of using a full set to half a set, probably not a lot, because you don't want to overcomplicate it. For the person who's playing and they've just started using that 7-iron, why would you then use an 8 or a 6? Just try and hit the 7-iron, make contact and get a good shot away. You're not going to be that dialed in that you're trying to play to the front of the green, the back of the green, the middle of the green. You're just literally trying to hit the green. So from that perspective, just having that half set and learning to use those 7 clubs pretty well is probably going to be more beneficial than trying to spread yourself thin over 14 clubs and trying to use everyone. Master your driver, master a long iron, master a mid and a short iron, then start to feed the other sets in. And you probably won't even need them as you go through. If you get good with your half set, you're probably not going to miss them that much. So I think there's definitely an advantage straight away for the beginner golfer, because you're not overcomplicating it. And also, you're probably not going to see that much difference between a 6, 7 and an 8 iron when struck. They'd be pretty much the same shot as you're doing it. All you want to try and do, like I say, is get good contact and get it somewhere near the green or on the green if you can. One of the other things as well is not overcomplicating the shot selection as well. So here I've got a 52 and a 58. I'm treating my 52-degree wedge as basically a full shot wedge. So if I need to hit a full shot wedge, I'm going to go 52. And if I need to chip, get out of a bunker, get over anything, I'm going to use my 58. So if I was a beginner, I'd know that this now is my chipping club. So instead of having 52, 56, all these, all these wedges in your bag, and clouding the mind with so much doubt as to what I'm meant to do, what club I'm meant to do, I just actually find a way with my chipping club. Whatever lie it may be, whatever shot it may be, get my chipping club out and see if I can play the shot I want to play. One of the other great things it could do for a beginner golfer, I'm now on the 5th hole here at Warrington. I've hit a nice drive and I've got to that point where for me normally I'd be going at the green, I'm 195 yards out, I've got bunkers in my way, I've got trees in my way, so I'd have to hit a bit of a high cut with a 5-iron. For a beginner golfer, what it could start to learn to teach them is a bit of course management. So now I'm going to hit a 9-iron and then flick a wedge on. So I'm not trying to do shots that I'm not yet competent at. I'm not trying to hit my rescue up there. I'm just learning to actually manage my golf ball. I could plod it down, plod it on, a couple of putts. It then makes the game a lot easier instead of trying to do things that we're unable to do just because we've got the clubs there that we think we should be using. So nice and simple, a little bit of course management, lay it up, and I think that will be a really, really big bonus for the beginner golfer. So just come away from the video for a second, guys, because the audio is slightly bad due to a mobile mast just in the corner. But to summarise, for a beginner golfer, definitely think it's a great thing playing with half a set of golf clubs to start out with. You'll learn to play with one club for a tee shot, so you get used to that. You've got a long, you've got a mid, and you've got a short iron to get used to some different shots with that. And then just a couple of wedges, not to get too bogged down. You can learn to chip with one round the green, and then use one for a bit more of the full shots and full pitches or 3/4 pitches as you're going through, instead of having too many options. Also teaches that course management as well, because you're just learning to play to places where you have the clubs to do so, instead of trying to use clubs that you've got in your bag. You don't really know how to use them, you've not mastered even just half a set yet. You just start to use those half a set and play into positions, and then use the other clubs to get near the holes. For the better golfer or the average golfer or even the club golfer, let's take a look at what I think about that. I think definitely for the average golfer, if you are someone who's playing at the same club all the time and just in a sort of zombie state where you go to the golf club, you pull the same club out of your bag all the time because on the 6th hole you always hit drive a 7-iron, and your course management or the scoring isn't going to plan, but you've just fallen into a state of playing the same shots all the time, a half set's going to change that a little bit. It's going to start to make you think about what shots you're doing and what shots you have to play, because you'll have to try and manipulate the ball a little bit more, and you'll have to gain a little bit more club control. And to put that to the test, we're going to go back to the 7th tee now, where normally I'd hit driver all day down here, then flick a wedge in. Sometimes it's bogey, sometimes it's birdie, but I've done it for the past 2 years. So I'm just going to tee off with a 7-iron and see what's different about when I play this hole, actually starting to use half a set and think about what I'm doing as I play the shot. So let's jump back into the video. Job 1 done. So not the right yardage again for the selected club. It's 157. Normally I'd use an 8-iron. I've got a 7-iron or a 9. The flag's at the back. I'm going to go 9-iron. And just know that I can go safely into the middle. I'll try and draw it to get a bit more out of it, but again, it's making me think and try and play a different shot instead of being the robot. So for the average or better golfer, it's definitely going to get you thinking about your game a little bit more. And lovely. Can he make par, he can make 30. I think another caveat to that, getting that sort of clearness in the mind, choosing the shot, even though we might not be able to play them, if you've got a little bit of clarity and you want to try and do something, if it's a knockdown draw, a little bit of a higher cut, it just gives you that sense of you actually know what you want to do with the golf club. If you know how to produce that shot, you're just going to be putting a pretty simple swing on it instead of just robotic trying to think, right, this is what I need to do with this, and getting bogged down with swing thoughts. You're actually just thinking about a shot shape. So it's one that I definitely recommend. That, if just golden. For a club golfer, that is such a good idea to be doing more and more of that. So can you play with half a set of golf clubs? I definitely think the answer is yes, and I don't think you'll be at a disadvantage if you do it. For the beginner, it's not going to overcomplicate things. It's going to make it nice and simple, give you that long shot, the medium shot and the short shot with the irons and something to tee off with. For the better golfer, the average golfer and the club golfer, it's going to make you think a little bit more. It's going to make you learn to control your actual golf swing, hit different shots instead of being the robot. It's going to make you hit knockdown shots, shorter shots, try and get a little bit more out of your club. It's definitely going to make you start to switch on. If you're someone who's just fallen into the pattern of playing the same shots repeatedly, I say get half a set out. Even if it's just a friendly game, take your odds out one day, take your evens out the next day. See how you go with it. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video and you think it's going to help you out and you want to see more challenges and different videos like this, comment down below. Also smash that like button for me, and also do remember to hit the subscriber button so you don't miss any future content and any of those free golf lessons to help you be a better golfer. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to go and flush a 7-iron off this tee. Let's go. I've not played that shot in ages. Takes me back to my childhood, I love that.